Hi, welcome to Fretz RV and Fretz RV Rentals. My name is Pete Cozy. I'm the rental manager of the dealership. And today I'd like to do an operational video on one of our brand new 2021 Jayco Jay Flight 174BH. The box is roughly 17 foot in length, and it's probably about 3 foot longer due to the tongue here. Weighs in at about 3,200 pounds, so it's a nice lightweight family-oriented travel trailer. Very easy to tow and back up. It's not overwhelming in size. So today we're going to do an operational video on how to operate this unit. So when you rent it, you'll have a good idea how to operate it when you get to the campgrounds. So the first thing we have up here in the front is we have our propane tank. This is a 20-pound propane tank, which will provide propane to your cooktop and your heater inside the unit and your hot water heater. And you basically just turn it off and on just like you would a gas grill. There is an indicator what is open and what is closed here. And you can run with it on. It doesn't have to be shut off while you're going down the road. But this will give you actually propane to run your hot water heater inside here. Plus you have the electrical backup. If you're plugged into a site, you'll be able to run your hot water heater and your with electricity 110 from your RV site. You do have a crank adjustment here for the height of the unit, so we can get it up high enough to get it onto your hitch. It does require a 2-inch ball, so once we get it on the unit, we will let this down and we'll lock it in place. I'll be putting a pin in here to keep it secure. We do have your 7-pin connector, and these do have trailer brakes. Although weight-wise, I have some larger pickup trucks that would be able to stop this unit. But with the 7-pin connector, we do have a power supply to keep the battery charged while you're driving down the road, which keeps your refrigerator on for you. And we also have the ability to have electric brakes that are adjustable. You can adjust the gain on them to give you more braking or less braking. There's also a safety cable, which is an emergency brake. So we will connect this to the back of your vehicle. If for some reason these will disconnect, it will apply the emergency brakes and stop this travel trailer for you. The third thing are your actual chains will actually be connected into your hitch on the very back of the unit. So it has everything you need to hook it up and adjust. Here's where you need to be adjusting the level of the unit. So I'm going to go over with you in just a moment on how to level it from side to side. That's your first movement. Second movement is going to be to level the unit and get it level front to back. Once you get it level, I'm going to show you how to put the levelers down, the stabilizers. So if everybody walks through the back of the unit, it will not tilt up. So let's go on the side here and we'll take a peek at it. First thing we have on the side, your potable water. So you'll be able to actually use a hose and put water in here, and it will fill up a large belly tank underneath the unit right here. And what that basically does is give you water in the unit when you're actually driving down the road. If you would pull over to use the bathroom or wash your hands, you'll be able to, with the battery power, turn on a water pump inside, and you'll have the ability to pump water out of this tank to the toilet, to the faucet, to the shower, for people that are dry camping or if you're just going to pull over and use it. You do have a low point drain for that, so when you own one of these and you come back, the drain on the bottom will allow you to drain that tank. You do not want to leave that water in there. You need to transfer it out with water in every time, especially in the hot summer days when it's starting to snow. When you're done, you'll actually just use the actual hose that we provide to fill that. This is an outlet for the actual heater inside the unit. It's just an exhaust. There's nothing to do there as far as operating that. Down here, we do have the 110 cord, which you can see we have plugged in over here into an outlet. So this is providing this unit, which is a 12-volt battery power, which will operate most items in it. But when you're trying to operate items like air conditioners and microwaves, you'll need 110 power. Whether you're plugging into somebody's house, you're plugging into a generator, or you're plugging into an RV site, this is where it's provided. This actually goes into a large cavity in here. You just keep pushing the cord in, and it will fold itself up in there. You can close this down so that the bugs will not get it. The next thing is going to be your city water fill. So your city water fill is how you provide water into the unit when you have a hose bib and you have city water, which is pressurized water. You don't need the belly tank. You don't need the pump. You'll be able to actually take your water hose. And water hoses are typically a white hose with a blue line to it. That's a drinking hose. And you'll remove this cap and you will thread this on. And basically what that's going to do is provide you with city water into the unit, direct feed, and that's going to go directly to your faucets, your toilet, and your shower. This little brass piece at the end of the hose, typically where you would put this in the hose bin, is a pressure regulator. If there's a burst of water pressure, it's not going to blow the PEX lines out of your RV. So it will eliminate large distributions of water if there is an actual surge of water power at the RV park. I do provide you with an adapter. So a 30-amp plug, which is what's plugged into that outlet over there, if you had to plug this unit into, say, somebody's house or the side of your home, you'll be able to plug the 30-amp plug into here, and you'll be able to plug this directly into a 110 outlet. This is a 15-amp. So basically 15 amps, 30 going in and 15 coming out. So you'll only be able to run certain items one at a time. Typically, you need 30 amps to start up the air conditioner. So that's why when you go to your RV parks, you're going to ask for a 30 amp site or more. But you'll be able to run the microwave, coffee pot, and your air conditioning system. So this is the adapter I give you so you can plug this into a home. When you arrive at the park and you get pretty much settled in your spot, we give you levelers. And these are basically adult-sized Legos. They look just like this. There's 12 of them in here. You have the ability to build a ramp or just put one or two under the tires. What we're trying to do, the very first thing, is to get your unit level from side to side. So these will enable you to get as level as possible from side to side. Once you achieve that, we're going to use the front and we're going to turn that and we're going to level this thing from back to front. When you get to that point and you feel as though the unit is level, we are going to take out this little wrench that comes with the unit. We're going to take out this wrench here, and there's little stabilizer rings. So we have support in the front. If everybody runs to the front of this, it's not going to tilt up in the back. And in the back, if you run in the back, the front's not going to tilt up. So basically, this is tucked under there. There's a little 3/4 inch nut, and you can see I'm wiggling this down and up. So when you leave, you'll go up with it. You'll bring it all the way up. When you get to the RV park, you're going to put it down to the ground. I typically turn it on the side of the unit. It goes up maybe about half an inch to an inch. See, I'm putting a little bit of pressure on it. You can see how much it's sturdy. It's not going to tilt. And it's not going to move from the back. Once you get your levelers down, you go on the opposite side. You're ready to go into the RV. By the way, this is your hot water heater in the back here. Really nothing to do there. It will fire and go all by itself. This is for us to service it and to drain it. You do have the ability to plug solar panels into these units if you own one. And if there is cable television or satellite, here's your input. It will give you power inside the unit to run a television and have cable television or satellite TV inside the unit. That's basically it. This is one of the emergency exits. You can see the hinge on it. I'll show you that on the inside, because you always have to have an exit from the front and from the back of the unit and on each side. In case of an emergency situation where there's a fire, everybody will exit this window. We're now going to go over on how to evacuate and actually drain the black water system, which is your toilet, and your gray water system, which is your actually silver water from maybe your sink or your shower. So inside there's a dashboard, which I'm about to show you, and it'll tell you the level of those tanks. And when those tanks get to be just about full, because there are no pumps involved here, this is gravity fed out. So you want the tanks to be quite full. And if you find yourself leaving a park and they're only a little bit full, you can add water to the sink or to the toilet to fill those. Because the more water flow, the better it's going to flush the system. So we provide you with an actual waste discharge hose with a 90-degree elbow on the end, which you can actually see through that to see what's going out of it. And what you're going to do is when you get to your RV park, you're going to either have a dump station at your site, or maybe usually at the exit on the way out, they're going to have a dump house or a dump area on the way out. When you arrive there, your levers are going to be actually shut. You have a gray lever here and a black lever here. Black is the toilet, gray is the sink. So with them closed, there shouldn't be anything. You do want to be aware when you open this up. If there is a little pressure and there's something behind it, it may come out. Once there's antifreeze coming out of there. Let that dangle. You're going to take your waste hose and you're going to just put it back on the same exact way. You're going to turn it, tighten it down, and it's ready. On this end, you're going to see a 3-inch, 3.5, and 4-inch. So basically what this is, the different size holes of the different RV parks have the ability to push this into the ground in the waste distribution, and it's tight. Some of the older parks may only just have a big, large, round hole. And in that aspect, you'll remove this and just put this down in the hole. Well, let's just pretend like there is a 3.5-inch hole. You're going to press it and put it down. You are now connected from here to there. The very first thing we're going to drain is the black tank. Why? That's the wastewater from the toilet. We want to let that go through first. So we will open this valve here, this black valve, and you will pull it out roughly 3 inches. And it will dump. When it's done moving and you don't hear anything going through it or don't see anything going through the elbow, you now close the black. So you're done dumping the toilet water. The reason we dump that first is I want the soapy water to rinse out the sewage system in the pipe. Secondary, you're going to open up your gray valve and you're going to let the soapy water run through here. I have one of these trailers of my own, and basically when I'm done, I close the gray, I remove this, and to keep my hose clean, I actually stand up here with this end still on the ground. I remove the hose from my freshwater inlet. I turn it on at the bib, and I rinse this till I see it completely clear. Then I know my waste hose is completely clean. There's nothing in it. There's no solids in it. Everything is cleaned out. And that's basically it. When you're done, you'll take the cap, put the cap back on, and you're on your way. The next thing I typically do, I provide you with RV toilet paper, which is a special toilet paper that breaks down and goes just like paper mache as soon as it hits water. And I give you little sanitation pellets. They'll be inside the unit. What I ask you to do is you take one of those little sanitation pellets when you're done dumping this, drop it down in the toilet, and flush the toilet before you disconnect the water here. Flush the toilet and put about 1 or 2 bowls of water in there. What it does is there are sensors in the black tank. And as it drains down, once in a while, a little piece of toilet paper might get stuck on one of the sensors. What I do is I put the sanitation pellet down in there, which is like a dishwashing pellet. I put a couple gallons of water, maybe 1 or 2 gallons of water. And when you're driving to your next site or driving home, it opens up that sanitation pellet. It opens up and turns it into that blue water that you see. And in one of the Johnny on the spots, it's that tight that it cleans that tank. It also cleans the sensors. So a lot of times people will take a reading on their black tank after they dump it. It still reads that there's stuff in it. There's nothing in it. There's something stuck on one of the sensors. So let the water and the sanitation pellet clean the sensors and rinse it down. And that's basically it. That's pretty much on this side. That's everything on this side. They have a great lighting package with these units. They have real highlights at the top. You've got side markers. You're very, very visible with these at night. So they have a really bright LED package that they put in for 2021. So come on around. We'll go over the stuff in the back of the unit. As you can see, LED lights. They have reverse lights now for 2021. Obviously, you have a spare tire. On this side, you're going to have your awning, which is, I have it out right now. I have your awning of LED lights on out here. And you do have the ability with an awning to put it out on a non-windy day and a non-rainy day. These are large wind sails, so I do ask you not to operate it and put it out if it's windy. The cost to replace one of these arms for these awnings are quite high, so you don't want to be involved with that type of repair. You do have the ability to pitch your awning. If it is drizzling and rainy, we don't want the water to pull up in the middle of the belly. So you do have the ability to grab this straight arm here and pull it down on it. And what it will do is, as you can see, we're pitching this down, and you'll notice the water will run out. I like pitching it this way because that's my front door. I don't have the water falling out. So basically, you'll get one to push this down a little bit. Before putting it back in, you'll push the arm up, and then you'll put the awning right back in. When the awning is fully extended, you'll notice there's about a 12-inch flap that comes down for shade. That's how you know it's out. When you roll it back in, the switch does stay in and out. You're going to want to push in, and it will roll up this way. Meaning, when you roll this shade up and it's all the way in, the top is black, the bottom is white. You'll see black. If you see white, you've rolled it up inside out. You do have the ability with these to actually hit the out button. And if you're talking to somebody, you'll go all the way out and go all the way back in. Maybe backwards, maybe reverse. It doesn't matter. It's not hurting anything. But when you roll it back in, you want to keep this as clean as possible. So you're going to roll it in and make sure it is black in color, not white. On this side, when you are plugged into 110, you do have two 110 outlets. So you can put a table out here and put a blender or a cooler or anything you want to plug in here. TV, you can plug it in actually. This is the back of the heater, and this is the back of the refrigerator. This is so we can go in and we can diagnose stuff. All your electronics are in here, and anything that we need to service it without peeling out. We do have a grab handle, which actually, when you're going down the road, I ask that you shut the door. At least put on your two locks. One's a deadbolt to keep your personals secure, and one is just a latch. I ask that you put one of the two on at least. Lift this up, hold it, and keep that door closed. And this is your vent at the top of the oven, so you'll see that. So this is an exhaust for when you're cooking in there. You turn on the fan, this is your actual vent. So nothing gets in there. You can't close that off as you're traveling down the road. So that's basically what that is. As you'll see, the two holes, this one says DB. It's a one-key system. DB is deadbolt, meaning when I turn this, see the deadbolt? You can lock your personals in there. This is just a latch. Same key operates both. There's not a separate key on these. It's brand new. When you open the door, it will stop at a position. So when you're moving your awning in and out, make sure the door never opens past that. If for some reason this pops off and breaks, you don't want to get this awning off this door. You do have a screen door, and you do have the ability to shut this for bugs and open it back up. There's also access. Please never grab the door by the screen door latch. This little mechanism is about $20, and we have quite a bit of them broken. You're going to grab them here and pull it from here. And that's basically, and this is your latch. Let yourself in and out. The step is retractable, so you can put the step in, pull it back out when you're at your RV park. When you enter these units, I'm going to show you a few things inside because these all come with safety items. Fire extinguisher, smoke detector, carbon monoxide, and LP, liquid paint detectors are always inside these units for your safety. Come all the way around here, you're going to notice you have one large storage compartment. It goes completely to the other side. No, if items do go back through there, you do not have to crawl in there to get them. You have the ability to open up your bed and get any items that are in here from inside or outside. And when you lift this up, you'll pull this over, and you'll be able to hold it up so it doesn't keep falling on you. It is a lockable compartment, the same single key that operates the whole unit. Anything that has a lock, you'll be able to lock on the outside. G20 tinted windows. So basically what this is UV protection, and it'll also keep the unit a lot cooler inside when you have your air conditioner later on for you. So new for 2021, they got rid of the aluminum siding, and they put a fiberglass side on it. They're insulated much better. Roofing, 4,500-pound roof. Undercarriage. So the insulation's a lot better for 2021. So some of the new revisions that Jayco's done. Go inside. I'll show you the inside of the unit. Welcome inside. So basically, I'm going to go over a couple of the safety features with you first because that's important. Every RV will come equipped with a fire extinguisher. Because, we always have a fire pit in our RV parks. So they all equipped with a fire extinguisher. This is a carbon monoxide and LP detector here. The little green light's telling you it's operating. So if there's any carbon monoxide from the heater or LP gas from the stove, it'll alarm you. I will forewarn you, there is a chemical in hairspray. I've had this happen personally with my wife and myself. If you're out here putting hairspray, there's a chemical in hairspray that's equivalent to LP gas. Don't be alarmed if it does go on. You don't smell propane because it has an odor to it. You don't have a propane leak. It's just a chemical that you're using on your hair. You do have a smoke detector in every one of these. Lots of storage. All of your windows. That's a picture window. This is that emergency window. Remember I told you can lift it up and push it straight out. And you can get out there on this side if there's something going on that side. It locks in place for airflow. This side, when you have shades, you can shade these are black shades or they're night shades. This is an actual window with a screen. Yeah. So over here on this side is your control panel. You do have a hookup for a television. Now these don't have a mounted TV. You probably could mount one or you could put one up here, but there's a green light on there. That is your digital antenna. Every one of these have a digital antenna. It'll pick up the TV stations in the area that you're in. It does have a power port. And that's where you hook your TV up. This is a 110 port if you want to put a blender or a toaster up here. This is your actual control panel. You have a battery, fresh water, black water, gray water, and you're going to read up here, empty to full. Battery. All 4 lights lit up. They're fully charged, the batteries. Fresh water. That's how much is in the belly tank that you can pump with the fresh. And here's the fresh water pump. Turning that on, I can pump water from this fresh belly tank to my sink and my toilet and my shower. So it shows you how much you have left. Black tank, your toilet water. How full is it? Remember I told you I like it 2/3 to full. I want as much flow out of there as possible. Gray water. How much is in the gray water tank? It's empty right now, obviously. But pretty much what that is that's your soapy water that you're going to use to rinse. We have 2 more buttons here. This button is your entry light. There's always an entry light so you don't stub your toe when you come in. And this one is your LED lights out there for your canopy. Awning out, awning in. So out, it'll go out until the little piece of cloth comes down. In, it will come in. You want it to be black on the outside when it's rolled up. You have a bunch of auxiliary lights. There's one above the bed. There's one here. There's one under the sink. There's 2 in the bunk beds. There's one in the bathroom for you. So you have a lot of lights to light this up and cook. Your actual cooktop is pretty easy. You just basically turn this on to the light position. You'll push down on it, and you'll be able to light this with a lighter, and that will give you your cooktop. You have 2 burners there. You do have a light under there, and you do have a fan. So you can actually turn the fan on. That's that exhaust port that we showed you outside. When you have 110 power in the unit, not 12 volt, 110 power, you will notice that your microwave is lit. That is telling you that any of the auxiliary ports, any of these outlets are hot with 110 power. So anything that runs on 110, coffee makers, blenders, you'll be able to run because you have 110 in here. You have a tray in here. You do have a wardrobe cabinet here. Typically, this is where I'm going to put your toilet paper. There is no cabinets. There is no sink in this model because it's so small. But your toilet paper and the pellets will be in here or down the bottom. This is all storage here. Plenty of storage under here with another shelf. This is, just so you know, just like your house, you have circuit breakers. So if you come in here, let's just paint a picture. You're plugged in, you got 110, everything's good, everything's powered up, and you go, well, Pete told me when I'm plugged in, I'll have a light on in the microwave. Microwave's not working. If there's a burst of electrical power at an RV park, a lot of these RV parks are older, and if the current is actually coming through, maybe there was a power outage and they got everything lit back up and it fired up 500 sites. If there's a burst of electrical power, it might shut the circuit breaker off. Up is on, down is off. So if you notice, if you look on the side, they actually label them. Microwave is number 4 right here. If that one's down, just push it back up and that'll turn it back on for you. So they do have circuit breakers just like in a house. Your refrigerator is mounted here. There's an access panel to turn it on. If you push this button on and off, you'll notice it lights up. I have it on automatic. Automatic feature will actually turn your refrigerator on with propane. As long as you have it open out there, the propane's on out there, it will actually look for the best source. The best source right now is 110. So you notice auto is on. It is on right now, and it's running on 110. If I unplug that 110 and I'm leaving to go home, this will automatically switch to gas and keep this thing on using the actual LP gas. So you do have the option to actually push this button. You see it says gas. When this button is out in the out position right now, the auto shuts off. It will be only a gas operating refrigerator. So you have the ability to run it on gas or auto. I typically just leave it on auto because it knows what to do. You can run it on either one. To get into it, you're going to push this button up. You'll open it up and use your refrigerator here. It has its own settings. So basically, it has a freezer. So there is no adjustments. It'll just ice down. Try to keep the freezer as close to 0 as possible. And the refrigerator right around, maybe 34, 35 degrees, typically what you would in a household refrigerator. If we come to the back here, you're going to see heating, thermostat, and your air conditioning's up top there. So your heater is basically, there's an off and on button right here, and you can adjust this back and forth. So you can adjust the temperature right at the bottom, just like a household thermostat. So basically, this is running off of propane. If you take a look at the dashboard again, a hot water heater is a little different than the heater. It has the ability to run on LP gas or electric. So if you are dry camping or what they call boondocking, you'll be able to run the hot water heater just on the LP gas. And again, that's your water pump that we showed you before. We have 2 settings for the hot water heater. I'll let you take a look at the bathroom here. The bathroom is pretty cut and dry. You do have a full shower. You do have hot and cold water. You have a skylight if you're extra tall. You also have a vent for steam, so you can open this up. And when you're taking a shower, the steam will go out so it doesn't go into the trailer and warm up the trailer when you have the air conditioner on. On this side, we've got 2 bunk beds. This is a small, I call it a small family unit. Again, it's not a 17-foot box. You do have an upper bunk and a lower bunk. The same emergency exit for the kids are here. Same exact one. They have their own light and their own power source. This one has its own light here. And it's actually really good for storage. I have a lot of couples take this if they just want something small. We do offer this unit in a 17-foot. We have a 21-footer, and we have a big 26-footer, which can sleep up to 8 people, which has double wide bunks. And it's got a sofa, and it's got a large dinette and a master bedroom. So I'm going to be doing videos on all of them, but we do have, again, a 17-foot. This will sleep 5. We do have a 21-footer, and then we have a 26-footer that will probably sleep up to 8 people. So I'll have operational videos. Next thing I'm going to show you is the air conditioner. You have the ability with this air conditioner, obviously, to turn it on. How cold or warm you want it. And the outputs here. You have center right here. This is center. Back and forth, open and close. Forward for this person. Back for these. And I believe you've got side outputs here. If anybody wants to sleep here, you can sleep a small person here. So this is your 5th spot. So 2, 4, 5. The vent down the bottom is your heaters under this right here. And you do have basically the ability to break this down into a bed. When this table is broke down, it will go on top of this little cushion and that one. It will lay right here. This is your box spring. These become the rest of the mattress. And that's basically how that works. You have a picture window here that actually opens up also. That's pretty much everything in here. Stereo system. In the books will always be above. And in here is a little tiny remote. This is how to operate it. In here will be an envelope with registration and insurance card. The remote control for the stereo system. So this has a full stereo here. And I usually keep in this top covered up here. So any questions, give me a call. My direct number is 215-723-3121, extension 106. My name is Pete Cozy. That's what my email is. It's Pete, P-E-T-E, last name Cozy, C-O-Z-Z-I, at fretzrv.com. Personal cell number, you'll get one of my business cards, which will be in here in case there's any questions during or prior to 267-261-6799. And that's basically an operational video of the brand new 2021 Jayco Jay Flight 174BH. Give us a call. Let's go RVing now.